Here at RGBA with the one and only Robert Garcia. Robert, when the fight was announced, Canelo versus Crawford, I interviewed you and asked you your thoughts on it. You actually stated that you gave Crawford a really good chance.
Of course.
Did you see on Saturday night exactly why you gave him that chance?
I think so. You know, he's very talented. He's a very disciplined fighter also. He's healthy. And, you know, a lot of people were saying, oh, well, he hasn't fought or he didn't look too good against Madrimov at 154. How can he look good? He's a talented fighter. And that challenge for him pushed him even harder to train harder and to be better. That challenge, you know, went up against Canelo, moving up 2 divisions, hearing that people are saying, oh, he didn't look too good against Madrimov, so how could he look good at 68? Well, that motivated more, man. He trained hard. He did what he had to do. You know, like I always said, you know, I wasn't going to put money on it because it's also very dangerous, right? Canelo's a beast, strong. So I never really, you know, I wasn't going to put money on it, but I did give him a chance. He's got talent, man. He's got skills, and what he did was unbelievable, man. You know, we were, there was another show that we do with Boxing Scene, and we had it right before the fight, at 4 o'clock, before the main card started. And they asked me, what's your final prediction? I said, you know what? I'm going to say it, Crawford by decision. You know, because I talked to Bomac on Thursday night. They're in Vegas. And he seemed very positive, motivated. So that kind of gave me a little, you know what? My final prediction is Crawford by decision. And he pulled it off.
I know we've had a couple of conversations in the past, in interviews and everything, that you said Canelo was a businessman now. Not really, still a fighter, but more business than anything else. Did that show in the ring?
I think so. Look, he's fought the same way the last 4 or 5 fights. Enough just to get the win, or maybe the judges to give him the win. Throws one punch at a time. So, you know, one punch at a time. Looks for just that one part. He opens up. He that hook he was throwing over and over. You know, reaching in with that hook, keeping his chin up, his right hand down. You know, there's a lot of things that you know you can't do over and over if you have a good game plan. If you have somebody giving you the right instructions, you can't do it over and over for 4 fights. You know, there's got to be corrections, and I think, you know, I'm not saying, you know, Eddie doesn't do his job, but Eddie's became a businessman. They've made a lot of money together, man. They've made a lot of money together. Canelo has been loyal to him, which is really good. But you know, it came to a point where they're businessmen. They've made a lot of money together, and that's what they're all about, the business. You know, I don't think they took the fight lightly, because they couldn't have, but because Canelo, from what I hear, is very disciplined, trains very hard. But I think when it came to the game plan or the instructions, could have been a little bit better.
Do you think the Canelo boxing era, the Canelo era in boxing is over? Do you think it's done, even though he has 2 fights left on his contract? I think
he's going to do those 2 fights because he's a businessman. He's still making a lot of money. Win or lose, he makes a lot of money. So I think he's not done. I think he will finish those 2 fights. What I think would make a really good statement or noise if they made a few changes. You know, maybe adding somebody, you know, to camp where they're gonna come and help out, maybe change things around. I don't know, man. You know, I'm not. You know, I don't know what the way they think. I don't know how they do it, but it would probably get a little bit of attention, you know, with the media, because everybody's gonna be thinking, oh, that's it. He's never gonna, you know, he's done the last few fights the same, so we don't think he's gonna change. Maybe something else, a little change will probably make a difference. I don't know, you know, but you know, like I said, they're businessmen. They've made a lot of money. 2 more fights, they're gonna make
a lot more,
another couple $100 million. So, shit, you know, who blames him?
People are talking rematch. Do you think if there is a rematch, it'll be more of the same?
I think if there is a rematch, it would be pretty challenging, and the people would still believe in it if he made those changes that I'm saying. If not, if it stays the same, then we're gonna people are gonna think we're gonna have the same results.
With Crawford, they asked him if he would go back down to 154 and fight anyone like Boots or something like that. He said no. Do you think he stays up there? Because we've seen in the past when boxers go up in weight and come down, they don't look the same. Roy Jones Jr., Antonio Tarver put on the weight to do the Rocky Balboa movie, then came back down, didn't look the same. Right. So when that happens, it's something with their body. Do you think he'll come back down to like, let's say maybe 160?
I think Crawford will probably do a rematch because he knows he could win again, and it's
That's where the money is. Yeah.
But I don't think he would. Why would he even fight again? I don't think that was. I think his plan was just to go out there, perform, and retire. But knowing that the way he looked and how impressive he was, a rematch is going to be worth a lot of money. So he'll probably do the rematch and then retire. Because he told me a year ago that this fight and that was it. He was going to retire. So he could retire right now and be remembered as one of the best and one of the greatest in history with that great win. But it's a lot of money. So a rematch, win it again. Like he might think, I'll win it again and then retire. I think he could retire anytime. He's not hungry to be worth $500 million. He's comfortable. He lives a really comfortable life. He's very, he's a family man. He doesn't need it anymore.
With his accomplishments, the only man to ever do 3 weight divisions undisputed, is he now a part of the greatest of all time conversation? And not of this era, but of all time.
Definitely is the greatest, one of the greatest of all times. There's still greats out there. There's still, his era or last era, with the Mayweathers, with the Pacquiaos. I think he's, already accomplished more. Pacquiao was 8 divisions, so we could argue there because Pacquiao was, 8 division is almost impossible, and he did it. Mayweather never became undisputed. He's a 5 division champion, but never became undisputed. Never really followed that unification, stuff like that. So I think when it comes to accomplishments, I think he's already done more. In a fight, I probably still pick Mayweather. Both in the prime, I would probably pick Mayweather to win. Just like I would probably pick Pacquiao to win, both in the prime.
Ooh, to beat Crawford.
Yeah, I think so.
Prime for prime? Nice.
Yeah. But is Crawford one of the greatest of all time? 100%. Definitely he is.
With all that said, what can you ultimately say about what occurred and what we saw Saturday night?
It was a great event, great turnout, 70,000 plus people. Gate was fucking insane from what I understand. That's good for boxing, man. Good for boxing, good for all the younger fighters. All these new things going on. I think it's going to be a positive thing for all the younger fighters.
Couple more questions. You've closed the door. The ship has sailed on Benavidez and Canelo long ago for you. Given what we saw Saturday, does it completely cement, put it in the safe, and lock it completely down? That it'll never happen.
I think Canelo's performance, the way he fought, shouldn't happen. I think it would be. I think Benavidez is too big and too strong now. A lot younger and just hungrier. But like I said, it'd be pretty interesting if I seen something different from Canelo, like adding somebody to camp, maybe something different, and like shit, maybe he's serious about it. Maybe he does feel like he needs to get a big win. But if everything stays the same, then they're just business, making a lot of money, and he could take the Benavidez fight now, know he's going to lose, but make $150 million. Who blames him?
What we're saying basically, or what I'm getting from it, is basically the dog inside of Canelo is gone. Do you think he could get it back for at least one more fight?
I think he could if he gets motivated, if he gets pushed to his limits, if he doesn't become the boss, if he has somebody calling shots, he could.
All right, man. Thank you for your time,
Awesome,
and thank you for the breakdown, brother.
Got it.